Michael Jordan is without a doubt the greatest basketball player in the history of the NBA. And part of the reason for this is that he was able to go to a place whenever he really needed to in order to make shots, win games, and do defensive stops that would help him establish his career in many ways. But one way he would really go and get things done was by hearing trash talk from other players and using that as fuel for winning games. And he honestly destroyed people because of that. Allow us to show you times he would do just that. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 5. 15 Minutes Mike.
Reasons that nearly doubled the Chicago Bulls' attendance. And from the Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan.
Okay, this one wasn't technically about Michael destroying a player, but rather a whole team and his front office. You see, Michael Jordan had an epic rookie year, one for the books, no doubt. He won Rookie of the Year and in 1 year proved that the Bulls had a bright future. But in a somewhat ironic twist, Michael had his one and only true injury in his second year. He broke a bone in his foot that was really hard to heal. As such, he had to sit out most of the season and it killed him on the inside. To the extent that he did some self-imposed rehab. Unbeknownst to the Bulls, he felt he was ready to play, but the Bulls owner and GM didn't feel the same way. Michael felt that the two wanted the Bulls to lose to get a lottery pick, which went against Michael's core beliefs. Eventually, he was allowed to play 15 minutes per game, which wasn't a lot, but he took it. Then, by his will, the Bulls were in line for a playoff shot. The front office refused to lighten the limit, even telling the coach that if he went 1 second over the time limit, he'd be fired. The Bulls by luck got in, and Michael Jordan showed the world why you don't hold him back. He went and had some of the biggest and highest scoring performances in the playoffs against the soon-to-be champs, Boston Celtics, who had Larry Bird and others at the time. He schooled them so bad that no one on the team really wanted to defend him, not even Larry Bird. He unleashed on them, and though the Bulls would lose, Michael proved his point to all involved. Number 4. 45 ain't no 23.
Chicago player to wear number 45, Ed Nealy. Michael a little bit nervous trying to live up to Ed Nealy. He put his pants on backwards.
As you all likely know, there was a point in time when Michael wasn't playing basketball. After getting his first three-peat and proving that he was one of the greatest ever, Michael Jordan retired and decided to go play baseball in order to honor his late father. He was honestly rather good at it, despite what people remember, and yet, because of circumstances outside his control, he never made it to the MLB. So he decided to go play basketball again. It was late in the 94-95 season, but he came back, and he wore the number 45 to change things up and recall his high school days. In the playoffs, the Bulls went up against the Orlando Magic, and after beating the Bulls one game, a player said, "I guess 45 ain't no 23. Yeah, you know what comes next. Michael Jordan knew that he wasn't right, so he brought back 23 and won the next game. But the Magic won the series, so the next day after their defeat, he started working out to be the best he could be. And not only did he come back next season stronger than ever, he led the team to an insane record, swept the Magic in the Eastern Conference Finals, and won the NBA title for the 4th time. The lesson here? Doesn't matter what number he wears, he's Michael Jordan. Number 3. The Dream Team Practice.
Magic got the ball. He stopped at the three-point line. He took a shot and he said, "Right back at you."
In 1992, the NBA was drafted to help give the United States the chance to go and win Olympic gold for the first time in a while. They brought forth the greatest players ever assembled to lead the team to victory, headed up, of course, by Michael Jordan. During the practices, the guys really went at it as they wanted to really push one another, but Magic Johnson, who came out of retirement for this, wanted to push things further, and after his team during one practice was up a lot against Michael Jordan's team, he gave a lot of trash talk. So much so that Michael went and scored the next 8 points and his team won the game. Though there was tension on the team, Johnson eventually made light of the situation and the team came together to win gold and prove how dominant they were. Number 2. Byron Russell.
Look at this dude, man. He's just a young rookie. But from that point on, he's been on my list.
The last 2 NBA championships that Michael Jordan won was against the Utah Jazz, who had a really stacked team, including Karl Malone and John Stockton. Ask Bull fans and you'll hear that those 2 series were tight, highly contested, and could have easily gone 7 both times. But what Michael Jordan remembered going into that series was Byron Russell. You see, He was one of the young bucks on the Jazz who proved himself via his defensive skills. So when Michael was retired, he heard the Jazz was in town and wanted to see Malone in Stockton. But when he did, Byron was there and said, "Why you quit?" And went on to note that he totally could have guarded Jordan if he was still in the league. Jordan remembered that, and then during the first of their finals meetings, the Bulls were down, and Jordan had the ball with seconds left. He had studied film on Byron to know how he played, and as a result, he juked him and got the space he needed to land a game-winning shot. So as you can see, clearly Byron Russell couldn't guard Michael Jordan when it mattered. Don't mess with greatness, Byron. You'll get burned. Number 1, Reggie Miller.
Into the game in the second half, he ended up with 44, and I ended up with 12.
Reggie Miller and Michael Jordan had many classic confrontations in both the regular season and the NBA playoffs, and for good reason. They were really good players, able to make big shots in the clutch and so on and so forth. But in Reggie's first season, he met up with Michael Jordan and the Bulls and had a really good first half. He'd been hearing for years about how good Michael was, yet Michael had a bad first half. So right before they went to halftime, Reggie noted that this is Michael Jordan and talked trash. Michael heard it, came back, and outscored Reggie big time in the second half. And when the game was over, the Bulls won. And he told Reggie, "Keep my name out of your mouth." By Reggie's own admission, after that day, he only referred to MJ as Jordan, that black cat, and MJ. He learned his lesson. There you go, a look at when Michael Jordan proved his worth time and time again, and used trash talk to get what needed to be done. Which of these moments is your favorite? Do you know another time when he schooled people while only saying a few words, or none at all? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.